remember me. I remember you too. You stole my heart, so I'm gonna steal you for the first time in weeks. I feel good for the first time in weeks.
Hello and welcome to Show House, your favorite property show that talks to you as a buyer or seller. I'm your host, Kura Chiota, and together we're going to travel this country looking at some of the up-and-coming areas that could be your next home. We chat to the experts and get some advice on where to buy and when to sell, and how you can make the best decisions when it comes to your investment. Joining us in studio are our resident experts, Mr. Aidan Bennett, who will inspire your creative intellect. Mark Banks will not only entertain you with laughter, but also give you his advice on what to do with your property. And Debbie Justice Ferns, the residential sales manager at Renpot. On today's show, we head down to the old capital of the Transvaal, now known as Potchefstroom, and find out what's happening in this historical town. We open up that big bag of emails that you've sent through and answer some of those burning questions that keep you awake at night. And then we take a look at our little bit of inspiration for the week. If you'd like us to feature your property on the show, and if you've got any questions regarding the buying or selling of your home, email us pictures of your home and the questions through to showhouse@thehomechannel.co.za. Always remember to follow Home Channel SA on Twitter as well as on Facebook, and use the hashtag Showhouse if you want to join in our conversations. Let's start the conversation with you, Mr. Mark Banks.
Yeah.
Tell me, Potchefstroom.
Potchefstroom, yes, the capital of the old Transvaal. Transvaal. I've only ever been to Potchefstroom by train. I've never physically driven to Potchefstroom. Somebody who used to work for me lives in Potchefstroom, and I go down for weekends. This is the first time I've ever told anyone this, so please no further. I go by train, which is about 50 to 60 minutes. Regular train service, it's on the main line. And in Potchefstroom, there are universities, colleges, defence force, training colleges, schools. There are schools for schools. There are tens of thousands it is a place of learning and tertiary education.
You went there or you bypassed it?
No, I went there. I got off. They met me at the station. I got off there. It is booming. And the wonderful thing about having places where people go to learn is that you can always let
Student accommodation
placed in your house.
Well, we took a trip down there to see what life is like. Have a look at this.
I'm a Potchefstromer. It's part of my fabric. It's part of my identity. I'm now retired, although you wouldn't say because I keep very busy. But yes, Potchefstroom is the place where I want to be.
It's very calm. The crime levels are not as what you would find in a big city. And yet, the amenities that you have around Potchefstroom are that of a established city. It's a small city with the benefits of a huge city. But one of the other advantages is the fact that as and when you need to go to the busy city street lights, you would go for about an hour, you'll be in Johannesburg. I think we refer to it as the Mecca of culture in the Northwest Province.
I'm from Van der Bilt Park, the Vaal. I actually came here to Potch to study. And then the reason I chose Potch, it's because it's a very relaxed place, a modern place to study and focus on my schoolwork.
I think one of the coolest things about Potch is wherever you go, there are people that you can have a conversation with, and eventually, or depending on how well the conversation goes, making friends. I suppose is one of the hidden gems of Potch.
Oh, Potch is fun. Potch is interesting. You meet a lot of people. We just saw females pass by now. I mean, for the guys, come back to Potch, come to Potch, yeah.
From a personal perspective, I think some of the hidden, perhaps cite one hidden gem about Potchefstroom. I think the people. When you don't know anything about Potchefstroom, you have this assumption of a very conservative, polarized environment. It is until you walk into it and be part of it that you would realize that the town has got so much to offer through its people. There's the generosity of all races. I've had a relationship for 10 years with Potchefstroom, and I've had offers to go back to Johannesburg, for example, and they are yet to convince me why I should leave the spoils of the people of the city and go back to the rat race.
Potch has a charm that is not going to go away easily. It's a place that I'm very pleased to say I could raise my children. My grandchildren are here at university now, 2 of them. I bought one of the most beautiful places. It's a plot on the river. We sit on the river, you sit on your stoop, the drink, you watch the sun setting. It's wonderful. And that is where in Potch you have these small things. Walking down the Oak Lane, you know, the longest oak lane in the southern hemisphere. We always tell that to the Stellenboschers. And generally just being able to go outside, going for walks. There's a conserve at the university, conservatoire, which is one of my favorite places, going to concerts there. And in the campus, you know, the campus is the place where I spent 41 years. I still walk across the campus and I feel very proprietorial about the place. It's just beautiful, it gives you a sense of belonging. So for me, that's Potch.
You've had a look at what Potchefstroom's about. Let's hear what our guests have to say. Eden, designing for students, utility, practicality, durability to make sure that things don't fall apart.
Now, Kura, just for the record, I know absolutely nothing about Potchefstroom, so you guys don't have to be my tour guides in this, but I do know about students, having spent my time in many residences while studying at University of Cape Town. Student living, practicality, durability, you want to make sure things last. You know, students are quite rough around the edges. You know, they're still sort of making their mark in life. There's a couple of key areas, I think. You need a small kitchen. You need a workstation where, you know, the mobile sort of student culture can put a laptop down, get their assignments done, and obviously the living quarters. So, you know, make sure that the area is easy to maintain, that there's nice light coming in the space, and that the security is there.
You know the students are laughing at you, right? Is it? Yeah, right. Do work in the room. Yeah, right. Debbie, so you've got a strong student population,
Yes.
but supporting that, you have a very stable employment anchor, and you have the aspirational, you know, people who want to stay in an intellectually stimulating area. It's not that far from Joburg. Tell me who else is dominating in that market?
What's interesting, who else is dominating in the market is the tourism side of things. There's a lot of game farms out in that area, Aidan, so you could lend a hand in zhuzhing up some of those game farms. Would that be something that you would look at if somebody had to call you?
Oh, absolutely. I mean, I think there's always work to be done, you know, in South Africa, and really uplifting our tourism facilities. So yes, I think I'd have to take Mark along with me to negotiate.
Yes, I'm be game. Because ek praat ook die ander taal. Ek praat nie net Engels nie, ek kan ook Afrikaans praat en ek kan praat met die Potchefstroom accent.
Well, that's
Also very
good. You don't
important.
have to speak for me because
Now, as you're speaking, I'm reading the English subtitles right there, so I'm fully with you there.
Yes, but it's a mix of everything. Everybody goes to Potchefstroom. A lot of people are sent there from all around the country, so there's a sort of a country cosmopolitanness. Is that a word? Cosmopolitan?
We can make it up.
We can make it up.
made it up
TV,
for the
so
home
we can do
channel.
this.
Cosmopolitanness, Aidan. Of a mix of everyone from all around the country. It's not just Potchefstroom people in Potchefstroom. There are people from everywhere who go there. Even people who play trumpet for the cadet school come from Phalaborwa.
It's time to take a quick ad break, but when we come back, we're going to take a look at a property in Somerset West and help Marie decide on whether to flog it or turn it into a profit generator. Stay tuned. We'll be right back after this.
Looking for a new home? In Woodstock, Hillcrest, Parkhurst, Potchefstroom, Observatory, we are the home loan specialists in every area.
Welcome back to Show House. Many of you ask for our experts' advice on what you can do to get the most out of your property. Marie wrote to us and asked the following question. She says, "Hi Show House, I have this gorgeous house which sits on 4,000 square meter property. The house completely opens up into either the indoor garden or to the outside, which has the most spectacular forest in the middle of town. The house is 700 square meters, consisting of 4 large ensuite bedrooms and bathrooms. The main has a walk-in closet, and there are 4 reception areas, an indoor garden courtyard, a modern kitchen, and a lovely braai room and bar, which also has a nifty built-in pizza oven. I've recently bought another property which I will be renovating and moving into, but my question is this: do I sell this property or should I convert it into a guest house? Debbie, you've heard about the property, you've seen the pictures. The idea of running a guest house and using a property that you have towards that, I always worry about committing to a business using the property and not evaluating the two separately. How would you advise Marie?
Kura, I would say to Marie that she would probably, my humble opinion, I would say she should not use it as a guest house. Probably another thing she could consider is opening it up as a spa retreatment. That would work for her. I think the income generated from that would give her better income and return on her investment. Looking at Somerset, that area is lending itself to a lot of guest houses at the moment. So there's an oversupply, so do something different. The forest itself will bring clients through for that kind of spa treatment, retreats, wholeness, wellness center.
Aidan, I'm going to go all zen. I'm in the garden, as Debbie has suggested. Yeah? What use would you put the property to?
I think the scale of the property lends itself, either to living there as your primary sort of residence or selling it and moving on. It's a massive garden to maintain. It's got the little conservatory area. It's an older home, so it's going to need a lot of TLC. And I think people who are coming through it as a guest house just won't look after it like the actual owner would.
Mark, are you feeling it as a guest house or?
No, I don't feel it's a guest house at all. It's far too big and sprawling and spread out. It's not my idea of a guest house. I think a large family home.
I think also from an investment perspective, 4,000 squares for that area, she could probably subdivide later on, whoever decides to buy it. So that could be for the next purchaser. Good tip there for you. But definitely, you're right, Aidan, it is a dated home. Guest house, definitely no generation of income there, Marie. Sorry.
Oh, sorry. I hope Marie's not watching. Sorry, Marie.
We call it as it is, boss. Tell me, how do you feel about the property, the touches and how it's been laid out and how it's been finished?
It's too big and sprawling for me, and from a security point of view, I would find it an absolute nightmare. I even see the dog looking quite puzzled. The dog is looking into the house and is actually marveling that there's no one in there. There's too many entrances and exits for me.
They tried with the light. They tried with the conservatory. The courtyard looks great, that it opens out. When you've got those glorious Cape summers, that's going to be a gorgeous place to be.
Personally, I think the house is beautiful. I think it's got a nice livable touch. If you're into that sort of romantic Georgian feel, big sort of terraces, there's a lot of light coming in. It's nice and warm. It's not what I'd personally go for myself. But if you gave me the key, I could definitely go live there for a little bit.
Tell me about the practicalities of using a property for a guest house. It sounds like a good idea, but I'd imagine there's a fair amount of paperwork in getting that to work.
There's a lot of paperwork. You also have to get the guest house accredited from the AA perspective. So that would be a big challenge for Marie or anybody buying the property later on. But Aidan, you made a very important comment just now that we love the inside of the home. The furnishing is gorgeous, the style is gorgeous, but as a realtor I would take that all out and look at the next purchaser moving in, and the house is dated, the architecture is a bit dated, and this would not lend itself to anybody drawing guests in for a guest house environment.
I wouldn't say you're dated, Mark. You're young and fresh and frisky.
Absolutely.
What would you like to see going into the house?
Well, with the openness, as you said earlier, with a retreat, a spa, a sort of post-cosmetic recovery sort of guest house.
Didn't you recover just up the road when you had your...
Yes, my third nervous breakdown for that week, but that was nothing to do with this program. With the grounds and so on, a huge piece of ground, which is fantastic. As you said, a spa, a retreat,
center.
A wellness centre, recovery, ideal.
So it's time to play Price That Property. If you at home would like to join into the game, feel free to tweet us at Home Channel SA and use the hashtag Price That Property. The way this works is you're going to write down a number for the property that you would like to pay. It's estimated value given all of the market conditions that you know and understand. While our experts do their evaluations, we're going to take a short break. We'll see you right after this.
Looking for a new home in Jacobsbaai, Umhlanga, Maboneng, Middelburg, Vaal Triangle? We are the home loan specialists in every area.
Welcome back. It's time to see which of our experts came closest to the actual price this property is said to be selling at. I'm going to start with ladies first. Debbie? 5.5 million rand.
South
Cash?
African rands.
Cash, bank guarantee, EFT.
As it comes, in the suitcase.
Let's try and figure that.
Okay.
5.5 million bucks. Mark's got a naughty face. I'm going to skip him. Aiden?
Well, you know, given the fact that I know a little bit about Somerset West, it's quite a static market. I'd be willing to pay, you know, just short of 3 million for that property.
And I was, can I try, I was pretty close to, yes?
You two were cribbing.
2.75.
2.75.
That's with the fence.
With the picket fence and the 2.2.
Is it a white picket fence?
It's a fence. It's a fence.
We need to be clear on the show.
2.75, because it's out of town. It's not in town. It's not. It's out of Somerset West.
2.75.
2.75.
You've got 4 bedrooms, right?
Yep.
4 ensuite bedrooms on 4,000 square meters of ground, and you're talking about 2.75.
Yeah.
You can't buy a cupboard in Clifton at that price.
We're not talking Clifton.
No, we're not.
Clifton is the most expensive price per square inch in the world. if you're a stamp.
Help these fellows along, please, because they're anchoring price.
2.75. I am negotiable. They can go up.
You're not getting my mandate. You are warm to the number. The number is 6 million bucks.
Wow.
Sure.
Yes.
You've done your homework. You know your story. So I'm going to exclude these guys from
Throw
the
in
show.
the towel.
Sorry,
Throw
that's
in
it.
the towel.
Sorry.
Give me your thinking, Debbie.
My thinking is, firstly, the land is worth a lot.
Sure.
700 under roof is spacious. You guys both said it's extremely spacious. And if I look at what's on the market at the moment, giving the same kind of accommodation, same land size, I think the price is definitely, we're saying 6 million. I think that's the marketing price. Realistically, and we never know because the buyers determine the price at the end of the day, but I think they'll get close to 5.5.
Aiden, I guess, and I'm going to be generous here, that you had a redevelopment opportunity in your mind. You're thinking, okay, what can I pay for it, and then pimp it up, and then move it on.
Quite right, Kura. Come in low, you know, spend another $1 million on the place, and then we can value it at 6. You asked for my personal, sort of valuation. That's as much I would be willing to pay for that property.
I'm with you. Mark, you were just lost.
I was way off. But I saw it as rural. I didn't see it as sort of urban Somerset West. I saw it as out of town slightly, which it is. And as Aiden said, it needs quite a lot doing to it, or I would need to do a lot to it. 2.75. I mean,
I think, Mark, you were influenced by my retreating suggestions, so you were retreating on your price value.
well, good to know that the properties are going for that price in Somerset West.
When building a home or renovating an already existing one, it's always important to make sure you create the space that not only you love, but is also something that is timeless. Let's have a look at this week's inspirational property. Take a look at this.
They say the kitchen is the heart of the home, and this is highlighted in this open-plan beach house situated in Zimbali, Belito. Only a stone's throw away, the beach is the main colour inspiration for the decor in this house, with pops of blues, greens and wood finishes set against a white backdrop.
The brief for this kitchen was to integrate the kitchen into the open plan living space. We worked closely with the architect. As you can see the floating units on the window, it was specifically designed that way. There's a lot of light in the kitchen. We needed to make sure that the kitchen was quite light, so that's why we have used white cupboards that reflects the light.
Colour can join multiple spaces into one combined living space. And this home has used a neutral white palette to join the bar, lounge and kitchen area into one large room, perfect for entertaining. The high glass white cabinetry reflects the space around it, bringing the beauty of the outside into the home.
This main area behind me, we've hidden a supporting wall. It also gives them an opportunity to add some feature shelving areas. Also maybe hiding a few things they wanted to store that they don't really want visible in the living room area.
This modern kitchen is extremely contemporary in design, with concealed appliances and handless cabinets, creating a seamless, uninterrupted design. This has helped to integrate the kitchen space into the living space, pulled together by soft furnishings. The personalized styling and decorative ornaments help to bring warmth to the stark, all-white kitchen.
We've also used integrated appliances in here, so everything is quite hidden. Because it's an open plan living area, we just try to hide those appliances as well. In here is the fridge. It's concealed behind the door, same as the cupboard door. Much better than seeing a tall silver fridge, and then it also adds to the contemporary look of the kitchen. The trend now is also not to use handles, so what we've used here is touch catches. Press the door and it pops open, and inside is your pantry cupboard. As well as over here, we have actually angled the door so that you can just stick your fingers in and pull the door open. The colour we've used here is white. It's a beach home, so they wanted to use white as a reflective colour. As you can see in the appliances, they've also kept them white. So this whole bank of cupboards is just a flat white surface. It almost looks like a wall. Another one is the extractor. It's hidden inside this cupboard. Very nice, that adds to the whole look of these cupboards, and it's hidden inside here. It's quite close to the hob. Also ties in quite nicely with these units. They look as if they're floating on the glass, and we didn't want any break in them. Another nice feature is the power docks, which are plugs that pop out of the counter. There weren't any walls to mount the plugs onto, so we made use of those.
In keeping with the neutral monochromatic colour palette, Charlotte has made use of a light-coloured stone countertop.
The worktop's a beautiful finish. It is a crushed quartz that's mixed with the resin. In this case, they have added a fine glitter. Also used it on the bar area, so if you had to spill red wine, it's easy to clean.
The use of one main colour in this space has helped to make the kitchen a feature that is seamless, modern and right on trend. This fresh and bright home reflects the character of beach living, and the seamless integration of the appliances combined with the white colour palette create a sense of openness and ease, perfect for a beach getaway.
Don't forget, if you'd like us to feature your property on the show, or if you've got any questions regarding the buying, selling, or financing of your home, email us pictures of your home and your questions through to showhouse@thehomechannel.co.za. Join us again next time where we tackle more of your property-related issues. From me, the team here, thank you for watching. We'll see you again next time. Bye-bye.
Well, remember me. I remember you too. You stole my heart. So I'm gonna steal you for the first time in weeks. I feel good.